This time on Low Boost, my dad buys a plow truck and we get some help from one of our friends of the channel. So my dad has been sending me Facebook Marketplace ad after Facebook Marketplace ad looking for a plow truck because he is tired of plowing his driveway with a tractor in the dead of winter when it's negative 10 degrees out and freezing cold and there's no heat or wind protection from you. So he's been looking at different plow trucks and he stumbled across this 1997 Jeep Cherokee, which we've always had a soft spot for. We had one when I was younger. Looked pretty clean, but also pretty rough at the same time. But I really thought we had a chance of being able to make it so we could clean it up and be a good roadworthy driver, as well as a decent plow truck, farm truck for his property. It needs a little bit of love. The brakes are absolutely shot in the rear, needs new lines and new brakes. It has a significant exhaust leak right after the exhaust manifold where it meets the rest of the exhaust, as well as the transmission lines are just about to start leaking. They were pretty bad. Those need to be replaced too. Was able to pick up just about everything he needed to fix it at our local O'Reilly's Auto Parts in Mechanicville, New York. This episode is brought to you by our friends at O'Reilly's Auto Parts in Mechanicville, New York. If you guys are in need of parts or even just automotive knowledge, our buddy Terry here has a wealth of both. So make sure if you need something, make sure you go down to O'Reilly Auto Parts. What's the address?
80 North Central Avenue, Mechanicville.
And make sure you tell Terry or anybody there that Low Boost Films sent you. We did a nice buff and polish on the paint of the Jeep, and it came out really, really nice. But now you got to do some of the mechanical stuff to get this thing running and driving perfectly.
Yeah, I think I need new brakes. I don't. The spring mounts are good. I don't know. I clean them springs up and see what happens. All the parts just fell apart. The Jeep Roadworthy Rescue Project.
The first order of business was to get this thing up on the lift, take a look at the undercarriage, because that's really where the majority of the rust was. The frame wasn't in bad shape. The body itself is actually in really good shape. There's no rust on it, basically, whatsoever. But the exhaust manifold needed to be drilled out, and it really was kind of a pain to get to it, just to get up and under there. But there's a better way to do this than drilling the whole thing out and trying it all over again. And we were able to get these special clamps from O'Reilly's that actually will function instead of actually getting all new bolts and drilling it in and tapping it. These things worked awesome. In addition to replacing the entire exhaust system, which we also got at O'Reilly's, we have to take some of the suspension stuff off to get access to the rear differential cover, because you have to take the axles out to replace the backing plate where the cylinders are for the brake drums. It's kind of a little bit of a process.
All right, so it took about an hour of messing with this little bolt, which I literally just about stripped totally. But I had to try it with vice grips. I literally hammered it, lubed it, but the only way to get this out was to heat it with the torch, and now I'm able to move it. But I know a lot of guys say, oh, I'd love to see how you did it, but just heating this bolt up with a torch was able to get it out. Moving, now I'm taking it out. Once I take this bolt out, this pin will drop out, and two clips holding the axles in. You push the axle in, clips drop out, and you pull the axles out. All right, the last thing we need to do is torque the bolts. Their specs are between 35 and 40 is what I've been searching, so I'm going to do 35. Got the back plates on, the new wheel cylinders. Got all the lines in, brake lines. All the way across to the front. There had no brake line at all for the rear brakes. Now we do. New exhaust. All the way front to back.
thanks to Terry, one of our friends of the channel who works right down at O'Reilly Auto Parts in Mechanicville, New York. He was able to come up here and do some work with my dad on his new Jeep Cherokee, and we were able to do a couple different things. So you helped him out with the rear end. What'd you do with that?
We bought a new pans, new dust plates for the back for the rear brakes because they were shot. Did rear brakes, did front brakes. We fixed the exhaust, new cooler lines, cleaned it up a bit.
So we really appreciate Terry coming by and helping us out. We've been in a pinch for time because we're trying to get that thing ready for the upcoming winter season. So we always appreciate people coming by and helping out. We're always thankful for Terry and all their expertise that they have at O'Reilly Auto Parts in Mechanicville, New York.
The old shacks. Putting new shocks in. Alright, so basically all the undercarriage has been sanded, grinded, rust removed as best we could. And now we're going to start undercoating. Some of the undercoating has been done already up top, above all the new exhaust and all the new brake lines. All right, it's all pour 15 and undercoated, and I think it looks amazing, unbelievable. That was all pour 15 undercoating. Rear end really stands out, it pops. Looks better than the Type 65. Really come out good. This was a roadworthy rescue.
So all in all, the Jeep turned out okay. Had a little bit of belt squeak there. Might have to get a new idler pulley, but should be fine. The rest of the Jeep is running great, and we're gonna be using that when the snow comes to plow both his driveway, my brother's driveway, maybe even this one. I don't have to use my snowblower nearly as much. So make sure you guys hit the subscribe button. We might do more videos on the Jeep as we go along, maybe to cover some of the other things that we do. Let me know what you guys want to see. I have more videos on the E36 Turbo LS swap coming, as well as probably some more videos on the 540i. And don't forget, we are going to be cracking deep into that Type 65 coupe over the winter. So if you haven't subscribed, make sure you hit the subscribe button. And in the meantime, check these videos that I already have ready to go.